Yo, welcome to episode 2 of A Bullseye View. I am the host with the most, Keith Bullock, and we are here from Bullseye View Studios. Let me introduce my guest this week, my man Ron Slate.
Yeah.
Nashville's own, one of Nashville's finest. I've known you for years. I'll just get right into that, how I know how me and Slay go back. When I first got to Tennessee, I was doing Keith Bullock Believe in Achieve Foundation. I was doing a basketball, celebrity basketball event. Slay was the big dog around town. So it was Bullock's team versus Slay's team to raise some money for, underprivileged youth and foster children here in Middle Tennessee. I want to thank you first and foremost for getting me out to my first University of Tennessee game, man. Mm-hmm. Slay took me to Knoxville. We saw the University of Tennessee versus Georgia. I want to say it was the best college football game I've been to. Because one, the atmosphere, we got there at 12:30.
Yeah.
The game didn't start till 3:30. I got to thank Bobby Graham and his wife Emily for looking out, showing me a great time, man. There was two quality teams that were going back and forth. Mm-hmm. My take from the game, I know that UT will be in the playoff. Yeah. All the kicker had to do was make the kick. Yeah. The boys played hard. And just for reference sake, I remember back in '98 playing against University of Tennessee in the Carrier Dome, and it's going back and forth. We didn't know much about UT. We knew they were a really good team, but we was a really good team too. Yeah. So when you're in a game like that, man, as a defensive player, you're hoping the offense makes a play. It's like, we had Johnny Five. That's what we call McNabb. Johnny Five, short circuit. He's short circuiting defenses. So we knew we had Johnny Five, and then when it's time for us to go out there on defense, myself and you look at other players, and that's how those kids felt on Saturday. And it's unfortunate the kicker missed the kick, but he don't go out to miss the kick.
No,
what was your thoughts on the game and how you feel about your Vols moving forward?
Man, first of all, man, we're leading into the game. I had said I was on SEC in the morning with Peter Burns and Chris Doering, and they asked me, man, what scares you? And they said, not you in particular, if you were a player, but if you were talking about Georgia on their side of the ball, what are the question marks that you're a little fearful of? And my exact words were Gunnar Stockton being able to throw.
He was a baller. He impressed me. Hey, look, Aguilar impressed me too.
Yeah, no question. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Aguilar impressed me too. I think Tennessee needed to, I think it was the second quarter, they needed to go for one of them fourth downs early in the game.
Early.
You know what I mean?
Because
what that does, right, because defense, we sitting there like 4th and 2, it's one of them situations like, go, we got it. We got your back.
Yeah.
So that's how the team works. Because that defensive mentality, we want y'all to go for it. Because if they don't get it, don't worry, we about to bust their ass anyway. So I think if Hyper would have made that one of those decisions to go right then in that situation and got it, that would have been like, we got them, and they're at home. So look, you got to take your hat off to Georgia, man. It was loud as hell up in there.
Yeah, that's how it was
loud. It was shaking. It was rocking up in there,
man.
baby.
Talk that talk, Bullet. Rocket Top was rocking.
Yeah,
this is what you got to think of too, though, man. If we were gonna get beat, I wanted to get beat by Stockton's arm.
Right.
Like it was 4th and 6.
Right.
He didn't go for the first down. He went for 6 and scored, and then came back at a 2-point conversion. Listen, man, that's one of them. Hey, man, good job. Tip my cap to you on that one, dog. You know what I mean? So
that's I go in with the word of the week, and the word of the week is mentality.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Mentality. You talked about the mentality coming back from knee surgery, having to go overseas, changing your mentality, going from the NBA. These young kids are out here, playing their asses off, and it takes a certain mentality to really go out there and make those plays that you said, Gunnar, that the quarterbacks are making. It even takes, the kicker has to have a certain mentality. He missed the one that really counted. He came back and made the same kick later.
Same distance.
Same exact thing, but that's the thing, the mental toughness that goes into these sports. And I think for me, it was always about, understanding who my opponent was, having my film study on them, and being ready to dominate my opponent, not putting myself in a position where I could be taken advantage of. And I wasn't really worried about going out there and making mistakes because I was always prepared. It's just a matter, you don't never want to disrespect an opponent because that could lead to, you know, trouble down the way. And that's just how conversation goes. You know, that takes me to, and we'll get back to college football, but I got to get to this Canelo Bud Crawford fight, because when we talk about mentality, mental toughness, I always wonder what sports have you have to be the toughest mentally in. And basketball, basketball obviously one, football is one, but boxing,
in there alone,
by yourself
with millions watching.
You know, you get punched in the nose, like Mike Tyson said, everybody got plans till you get punched in the nose. So, you know, I think that I have to definitely take my hat off to Bud Crawford. Nobody believed in him. So one thing I know I do, man, like, I listen to the experts. I listen to Zab Judah. I listen to Antonio Tarver, Tim Bradley. Shoot, everyone said that they had Bud Crawford, and what I didn't realize was Bud Crawford is walking around in the 180s. Yeah. So he ain't necessarily have to lose any weight or anything. You know what I'm saying? I felt as if he stood in the ring and took his respect from Canelo. Canelo wasn't ducking no smoke. No. But he tried to get you with the one-hitter quitter.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's why Canelo, if you watch the fight, he kept on trying to work and get inside. Bud wouldn't let him get inside. And Bud was a surgeon.
Yeah, he was.
A surgeon out there.
He wasn't going.
At all.
I remember even in the 9th round, they was doing that tire. Bud stood in the tire with him. Bud was in the tire with him. So, like, you know, to be doubted, you know what I'm saying, to make this man earn your respect, you know what I'm saying, to have the mentality. Look, man, Bud Mama used to go out there and fight for that. If you could beat Bud, I'll give you $10. He was out there whooping everybody. That's tough love there, man.
You know, one of the coldest things that he said, I didn't hear this till after the fight. It was during their the pre-fight, you know, when they sit at the podium and they talk, you know what I mean, do the weigh-in and all that. Canelo was telling Bud, man, you ain't facing nobody yet. Are you anybody? Because I'm about to whoop you too. And I was like, ooh. Like that was, like, okay, since I ain't fought nobody, you know what I mean? My mentality is, when I whoop you, what you gonna say about yourself? Were you nobody at this point too? Right. He went in there and handled it. That was all right with me, man.
Yeah, I was good with that. So right now at 38, but who does he fight?
That's the good question, man. Which way does he go, man?
Which way does it go? And with that being said, I think this boxing match helped bring boxing to the forefront again. You know what I mean? MMA obviously is up in there. But who's the next fight that you trying to see? I think Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo.
I saw that. I saw them talking in the post game.
They got that Jake Paul, Tank Davis bullshit.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I don't want to see that shit.
I'm cool on that. Who is
I'd see Jake Paul fight Ryan Garcia. I feel like that's a fair fight.
That'd be fine. Garcia need it. You know what I mean?
That'd be a fair fight.
I'm really looking for Bud to point somebody out. Like, and when he does
Benitez,
you know what I mean? Like that's different. I think that's different. And the one thing we all know is he ain't ducking nobody.
Nah,
so
not at all.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing. Whatever it is, we're gonna get it.
Well, here's the thing, right? So we was talking about mentality. Right. Told you I'm Quentin Tarantino fan. Yo. My oldest daughter, 17, she's like, Daddy, you ever see Kill Bill? I'm like, yeah. She's like, will you watch it with me? I never seen it. I want to check it out. So we sitting there, we watching it. And it was a scene, I think it's the third scene when she goes to Okinawa to get help me out, Tim.
To get the Hattori Hanzo.
The Hattori Hanzo sword, right? So I'm sitting there watching it, man. And like he's making it, and they show the symbol. He's making it, and they keep showing the symbol. And you know that, Shorty's name, she's the Black Mamba. The symbol they keep showing is Kobe's Black Mamba symbol.
I got to go back and watch it.
You got to go back and watch it because I'm sitting there. It's like, I'm like, yo, I'm like, yo.
This Kill Bill with Uma Thurman.
Kill Bill with Uma Thurman. Yeah. The first one, when she goes to get the sword, when she goes to get the sword, look at the sign, the Yomahatsu sign. You know what I'm saying? It's the symbol of the Black Mamba. Okay. So we was talking about mentality. Right. That's the word of the day, mentality. Yeah. I don't know if any other hoopers out there know that this is where Kobe is on his shoe. Got it from. That's wild. But this motherfucker is sick. Yeah. He's sick. So he's saying he became the Black Mamba at a certain point of his career. Yeah. So he saying he's going to kill everybody that ever doubted him or helped try to bury him type situation. Yeah. So that was my little tidbit. You know what I mean? That's what's up. Go check it out. Go check out the Kill Bill, and y'all are gonna be like, oh shit.
I gotta watch it, man. I gotta watch it, dog.
That was pretty symbolic and of a mentality of an athlete. When you played, man, what was your mentality? Like, where did you go? Like, what was?
I'm gonna tell you exactly, man. I know exactly what you're asking. So my thing was, and I couldn't do this, but Undertaker was my favorite wrestler. So the character I would jump in after all is said and done, and we got to come out, the starting lineups would be the Undertaker. So I always put the towel on my head. And you couldn't see nothing. I couldn't see up. People couldn't see me. You could just hear the people, and I'm transforming in that. I used to want to do my freshman year, I used to want to do the water like Triple H
and then
spit it up.
Yeah.
I was like, dog, that ain't sanitary. So I was like, you know what, cool. So I went Undertaker my entire career and overseas.
That's dope.
Dude, I never would warm up. I get my warm up in, and then when we come back out to warm up, I would never warm up. I would always stand at the baseline and walk around with the towel on my head. You know what I mean? And then I'm getting in my zone, walking back and forth, looking to see who I can connect eyes with, so I know I got them. You know what I mean? And then when I come out the towel, put the headband on, it's showtime.
What did you listen? What did you have to listen to before a game? Because for me, I had to go, so when I came out, when they didn't always call defense, but when we were sorry, they called defense a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? When we was good, they're not calling defense. It's offense. So they called defense, I would draw the dude, boom, and then kick in the door. Biggie, kick in the door. This goes out to you and you and you. So for me, my mentality, man, honestly, man, it's just straight up motherfucking gangster. Just out there, anybody could get it. Because at the end of the day, my mentality was to dominate my opposition. So it didn't matter. I was prepared at that point to handle whatever came. And I definitely had to listen. I listened to street hop, bro. I listen to street music. You know what I mean? Obviously, New York with the Mobb Deep, the Wu Tang. Then if we playing on the West Coast, now I'm in my NWA bag. Then I go up top, to some West Coast short and all that. And then playing down here, really got heavy into the Southern, with the Jeezy and the T.I. And then everything down from the South. What was your what you get in your bag? And then when we go to Houston, we went to Houston once a year, so I was banging that face.
You gotta bang face ball. You got to. It's only right. So mine was different in college, and then when I got to being a pro.
Right.
So college, I was we was all Cash Money fans. I was Lil Wayne, Juvie, BG, Turk, the Big Timers. Listen out, a little bit of Master P. He spilled over into
we was on Master P. My roommate was from Florida, so that Master P. For sure.
But my listening song from my junior year on was Lil Boosie. The Green and Yellow City for my thugs. I had to have that going. That just put me in a whole different world. That's what I rocked with. When I got to be a pro, it was a bit different. Buck had just
when I got to be a pro, it was G-Unit. It was heavy on the mixtape scene.
G-Unit and Jesus.
G-Unit.
So my thing was, man, I used to get so amped up, I would cramp.
Come on, Slay.
I'm talking about I'm too like, it's gonna take, you're gonna have to get my homeboy Brandon Knight on the show. Pittsburgh legend, his brother.
I know Brandon Knight, for sure.
Jersey,
I know exactly who he was. He was at your Hall of Fame situation.
Dog. Yeah. You got to get him on to tell the story. My first year in the G League, he said, so he told the Coach Meyer, to draft me. So we got a preseason game.
Right.
So Coach Meyer, you know how the coaches write mind you, I don't warm up. So I'm staying in the locker room. They write the stuff on the board. He getting ready to talk. You know what I mean? The team come in. Everybody's supposed to be quiet, right? I'm walking in the back of the room rapping Lil Boosie.
Oh, with your headphones.
With my headphones, and not like.
Yeah, you before the game.
I'm loud. I'm performing like I'm on stage.
Before the game.
So when I take my headphones off, I never knew this. B. Knight said, Joey asked him, hey, man, is he going to do this before every game? Like, I'm trying to talk to the team. He was like, Coach, I'm telling you, he's going to be all right. Dude, I went out there, had like 28, 13. He said he can do that every game. I don't care what he do. So that was my thing. But when I got overseas, dog, I used to listen to gospel music.
See, I can't
to calm me down so I wouldn't cramp. My go-to song was Marvin Sapp, Never Would Have Made It. So I'm listening that all the way to the game.
On, man.
When I get in the locker room, I can switch. But I can't get hyped leaving my apartment.
Bro.
I'm going to cramp up, dog.
I remember I used to ride the bike when I came off the field, but when you're talking about music, I remember like my sophomore year, we were playing in Oklahoma, and I just started dating this chick.
Yeah.
And, man, listen to some damn R&B music before the game, man. That shit got my ass kicked, boy. Hey, I was listening. I remember exactly. I knew exactly what I was listening to. Some goddamn Drew Hill. I was out there playing like I had a thong on. Boy. I was out there playing like I had a thong on.
25 steps.
Bro, that shit
was damn, man.
That was bad business. Yeah, I gotta like. I gradually get there. You know what I'm saying? I gradually get there. Nah, man. It's a question I like to ask my guests. You know, it's usually life after football, but you played 13 years overseas. When you came home, what was your rest? I like to call it reset, refocus, and repurpose point. Like, how did you do that? How long did it take you? And obviously, you flying high now, you're doing big things. But what was it when you came home that, you know, you finally reset, refocused, and repurposed?
I was fortunate to go back to University of Tennessee and finish my degree.
Oh, Rocky Top!
You better believe it, baby. Go Vols. My wife now, it was my lady at the time, but my wife now, like she was like, man, you got to go back and finish it. And like, why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? So my thing was I wanted to get into coaching. That was going to be my transition. So before I retired, like I saw the window closing, so I was reaching back out to coaches, like, man, what can I do to get on, you know what I mean, get on the coaching staff, wherever it may be. And all of them was saying, man, like, you got to have it'd be great if you got a degree. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go back and finish that up, man, and stayed with Bobby and Emily in Knoxville. So that was my resting place. I would go to school Tuesday and Thursday, stay in Knoxville Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then come back here. And when I was going on first of all, I'm knocking on the door to coaching. Nobody letting me in. So I'm getting frustrated with that. But that year in school allowed me to kind of network a little bit and different doors open up. People understand that I'm back now because a lot of people didn't know. I went on a media circuit for graduation about how UT, lets former athletes go back and they pay for you to go back and finish your degree. So I did an interview on 99.1 up there on the Animal with Heather Harrington and Tyler. And it was supposed to be like 15 minutes. I ended up staying there for 45 minutes.
I bet.
Yeah. So when it was over, Bully, like Heather hit me and was like, dog, you ever thought about doing some radio or something? I'm like, hell no, man. I'm trying to get into coaching. Like, I don't want to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So went 2 or 3 more years doing the coaching. I was volunteering over at Innsworth, in the high school, doing some training, and COVID hit. When COVID hit, I started the podcast.
The Boom Boom Room.
That's
you
right,
bring the Boom Boom Room back?
I'm bringing it to Bullseye. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Y'all stay tuned, man. The Boom Boom Room coming soon. But started that, got some interviews out, put some in the tank, kept letting them go for about 1.5 years, 2 years, got that going, and then my brother Ramon was just retiring as well,
Ramon Foster played offensive tackle for the Steelers, 11 years. Guard for the Steelers, 11 years.
So he got on with 104.5 The Zone. So they had an opening where they needed to fill. So he was telling them like, hey man, y'all thought about trying Ron Slay out? And he told them, y'all think about trying my brother, Ron Slay out. They thinking we just saying as as endearment, you know what I mean?
Because we black.
It's like, man, your brother out here, we're trying him out. So, you know what I mean? I tried it for about 5 months. I did it. 5 months, and then, man, the feedback from the city.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
You look, man, like, for those who don't know, you can find Ron Slay on 104.5 The Zone every weekday from 3 to 6. He does his thing. He's on SEC Network doing his thing during basketball season. Yeah, man, you do a great job, man. It's only going to get bigger, man. And
I will say, man, that transition was difficult, man. Like, I reached out to different people, and the podcast honestly gave me therapy, asking questions, because I had people on, like we talked the other night with our homegirl Shamika. Shamika Holsclaw.
Oh yeah, you stunning on me the other night.
But guess what? He just FaceTimed
the Shamika Holsclaw. I was like, damn.
So asking her questions like, what was your transition? I had John on there. Had different people on there like, man, what was your transition like? Trying to figure my own situation out, man. And one thing I can say, man, regardless of however long your playing career was, however much money you accumulated, man, there's nothing in life that can prepare you except yourself from trying to, get a base and lead down the breadcrumbs.
It's different.
So you know how to get to it. It is different. You wake up in the morning, dog. I've been on the schedule since 7, 8 years old.
Right.
Of playing sports.
Same.
You know what I mean? I retired at 35, and I'm like, damn, like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? So you get up, you go work out as much as you want to. Like, what you really just working out for you. Like, you ain't about to go work out and get a check. You know
you're not about to go work out before practice.
Like, exactly. So that was the roughest part, man. And then when the doors opened, I just had the mindset, man, go kill it. And if this is what I'm gonna do, I prayed about it. My wife had a trucking company. Well, it was her trucking company, and I jumped in it to be able to, make some bread, so we can bring some bread back home. And I remember I went down to Florida. Dog.
You was driving trucks?
I was driving trucks. 40-foot trailer. I've been in this thing, you know what I mean? I used to go all the way to Connecticut, you know what I mean? Everywhere. So I'm driving to Florida one time, man, and I get to Florida and I get a flat tire. And I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting on this cat to fix it. And, dude, I remember sitting back and I'm like, man, what the hell am I doing? Like, what is life?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
you gotta figure that shit out.
Yeah, do it. So
I gotta get my shit together.
Listen, I got the video in my phone. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna send it to you. I literally started crying. And I said, man, I gotta record this. And when I was recording, I was talking to myself really, but I was recording and so I started laughing. I was like, this is what
was you crying like?
No, it was almost.
Oh, okay.
But I started laughing. So this is what they mean. You got to laugh to keep from crying.
Right.
So I just started laughing, but the tears were still going up. And when I turned the camera, I was like, I gotta do this. Ain't me.
Right.
This ain't me. So I made one more run to DC. You know what I mean? And my wife, she'll tell you the story. My wife was on the phone like, no, I was in Philly. She was like, you got to get to DC, pick that car up, man, and get it back home. I'm like, hey, man, I ain't no truck driver. And hung up. Like,
that's when the mentality switched.
That's when it swithed.
The mentality switched.
I promise, I was sitting in a parking lot. And I said, man, I ain't cuss. I was like, man, I ain't no damn truck driver, man. And put the phone out. I was like, man, what the fuck I'm up here doing, man? I've been trying to chase cars, go down to DC. I got to make it to DC in traffic. Nah, fuck this.
That's when you got your swagger back.
And right then, it was over.
That's what's up.
It was over. But, man, that was the transition is serious. You got to have a good nucleus around you. People that's going to give you good information, give you opportunity, and not a handout, but just conversation. You know what I mean? You can bounce stuff
guidance.
Off. Guidance, man. Yeah. Like, that's so important. That's why I said, man, for these kids going to school, like, you never know who you run into. Like, I was able to reach back to all them people, different avenues, open up real estate, you know what I mean, all kind of stuff, insurance. I just didn't want to do that, you know what I'm saying? So
that's why I went back to school, got my MBA. You getting around different crowds, different crowd of people. You start thinking differently, talking differently. You see your opportunities, and shoot, you find the best one for you. Speaking of which, man, I think I need to give some of these the Titans some music to listen to before the games, man. What you watching? You on 104.5?
Yeah, man.
What were your initial takeaways from this here game?
Well, first of all, if we relating it to music, I'm gonna have to they need to go listen to Nuck If You Buck. They need to throw it all the way back. I'm talking about fist touch of the hand, Nuck If You Buck, like old school. Because man, it's Bullet, watching it, man, I went back and watched all 22. I made it through the first quarter and a half. I couldn't watch it because it's too much. The reason I thought they were going to win coming into the Rams game is because I said, man, yes, the coaching, I totally understand. That's on blast. But when watching the penalties and everything that took place at Denver, as a player, man, I got to take ownership as a leader. Like, hey, man, what the hell we doing, dog?
I put a question out on X asking what are some of the Titans' problems. And Cleve the Realtor says penalties, offensive line, depth, drop balls, special teams has improved. They just have to protect the future of the organization. Cam. That's pretty on point right there.
Makes sense.
I think the special teams, Jimmy Legs, it's going to be a tough couple of years before this team is really ready to compete with most NFL rosters.
Yeah.
You know, so like I feel like
everybody's seeing it.
Everybody's seeing it. The sentiments are the same. What I will say is that, you know, they played a great first half, a good, decent first half.
Yeah.
They was in the game, but then the Rams was able to turn up, right? Yeah. The Rams was able to dial up plays that they needed. Matt Stafford was able to get the time to drive the ball downfield, to find Devontae Adams. You know, Puka Nacua wasn't even that big of a issue.
Take
you know,
that 45-yard run and you got something.
Pretty much. So I just think that, and I've been on teams like that. I remember in 04, maybe 04, 05, just that we just didn't have enough firepower. Like we lost Javon Curse, we lost Steve McNair, we lost Samari Rolle, we lost Eddie, we lost Derek Mason. We pretty much lost everybody and had to replenish. But what the team has to do and realize, ain't nobody else coming into that building.
They're not.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to get Tajay Spears back. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they need to kind of, it's easy to say, you know, figure that shit out.
And I understand injuries
happen, it's only week 2.
Exactly. But that's my thing, too. Coming into it, man, y'all had an opportunity to grind together, especially that offensive unit as far as the O-line. And Latham's been out like, dog, injuries, it is what it is, man, but dang, they need you. Like, they built chemistry with you, not, I think his name is Olu, not him, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he can. He'll back up for a reason.
Yeah, the guys that, and then to be fair, too, he's a backup for a reason, and the Titans had the #1 pick for a reason. Yeah. So the fans.
Can't forget that part. Please don't forget that part.
The fans that are expecting so much, you got to understand, they just drafted #1 for a reason, and the most you could be optimistic about is the #1 pick. Mm-hmm. You know, just keep him healthy and watch him progress. You know, or right now we could be in a Cincinnati Bengals situation. Yeah. Joe Burrow's down for 3 to 4 months with turf toe. I had turf toe when I played with the Giants. I got it the 3rd play of the game. And it was one of those injuries. I actually missed 3 weeks, tried to come back, and it just lingered all year. Him having to put pressure on it is going to bother him. They'll probably try and give him something like a metal plate to put under it. But if I were him, and they're already saying 3 months.
They saying 3 months surgery.
Let Browning do his thing.
Yep, might as well.
You know what I mean? Because that's one of those injuries. Shoot, Deion Sanders got his toe amputated. I'm not saying it's from the turf toe, but he had turf toe, and that sat his ass down too. So I just say for the Titans, protect the quarterback. And look, man, people that are supposed to be playmakers, make plays.
The other part.
Make plays. If you're supposed to be a playmaker, because everybody's a playmaker in camp and in OTAs and all that shit.
Part. Yep.
make plays now when it's really needed.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'd say my game of the week this week was the Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Look, people be trying to hate on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
You heard big Chris Jones say, man, you ain't even had 100 yards.
Yeah.
Jalen said we won.
What else are we supposed to do?
And then I'm in a group chat. Couple cats that play hoops. They asked me, "Is Jalen Hurts elite?" And I had this talk last week, man. I would rather be with somebody that is a winner than elite. So whatever the definition is of elite, y'all can have it. But the man wins.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He wins. AJ Brown might be reading more books this year because he's not really been in the game plan.
He ain't getting active, yeah.
But he wins. So.
That's right.
Then you go to Kansas City. What do you think as far as their weapons? Right now their weapon is Patrick Mahomes. Pacheco's not doing that running back.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have anybody just like the Titans, right?
Yep.
As a defensive player, when I'm playing against an offense, I'm like, okay, who scares me?
There you go.
And nobody scares me on, you got Travis Kelce. So when you talk about Kansas City, no one scares me with Kansas City. And nobody really scares me on the Titans offense.
I take it back to about 3 years ago when Tyreek Hill, maybe 4, he was like, he going to leave and go. He went to Miami with a bigger bag and things of that nature. And everybody to a man said, it don't matter. They got Patrick Mahomes. So guess what they still got? Patrick Mahomes. You got to go make one.
Right.
NFL, it's a league of opportunities. Stars can be made every day, but you got to have somebody, especially their receiver spot. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. Man, go make somebody, man. You can figure it out. You can play backyard football as much as you want to with Andy Reid. Andy Reid, hell of a play caller.
1,000%.
Get to it, man. You got to go create one, man.
You're getting the opportunity. It's the same thing all the way across the league. It's the same thing. And, my other former team, the New York Football Giants, I was very impressed with the game that they had.
Man,
Russell Wilson. I liked it because I ain't going to lie. When Russell Wilson first got to New York, all my homeboys was like, man, get this shit out of here, man. Because Russell Wilson at the Knicks games, he at the Yankee game, he all Ciara'd out. I feel him, hey, go out with your wife. Yeah. But he just fully jumping in. Motherfucker had Timbs on. You ain't never wear no Timbs before. You know what I'm saying? But I like what Russ said.
Yeah.
Said it's time to answer the call. He's like, I heard the noise. He's like, I embraced the noise. He said, the greater you're great, the more they're gonna hate. That's not some shit I would say, but I felt where Russell was coming from. So, hey, shout out to the Giants. It was a loss, but let's see if they're gonna get it going.
All I gotta do is keep delivering.
Yeah, keep delivering. Who's not delivering is this damn Caleb Williams, man. This damn Caleb Williams. And you know what? To be fair, he does. Roma Dunze, he went crazy for me on my fantasy, and that's my fantasy focus of the week. Roma Dunze, 31 points. Ryan Mouton, I beat your ass this week. I'm 2-0 in my league. I don't have a start or sit this week, but we'll get that section going. But Caleb has weapons around him, right?
Yep.
I feel like Cam Ward don't have as many weapons around him. The GM up there is 3-17. 3-17.
Brought an offensive mind in Ben Johnson in that was supposed to be able to make it easier for him.
It's not working out, it's not working out that way. What do you think when it comes to these GMs and rosters? Because I think the Titans are in the position that they're in because you can maybe, if you want, go back to the last 2 GMs. We missed on about 4 first-round draft picks, and that'll set your program or any organization back when those things happen.
Yeah, that's the biggest part to me right there, man. Missing on the first round draft picks. Like, it's okay to find GMs in the second round, third round, fourth round guys, you know what I'm saying? But when you miss on them first rounders, those are the pillar. That's the foundation of your organization. Like, those are people you can depend on. We know we got them 4 years. That spot right there we shouldn't have to look at no more. You know what I mean? The next time we look at that spot is looking to extend them or something, you know what I mean? Because he done put in the work. So to be able to get out that hole, I think is going to be one of the things that, like you just said, we were last place and got the first pick for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, this hole didn't also happen overnight. Yeah. So you're not going to get out the hole overnight by getting Cam Ward. It's still going to take time. You got to make the right decision. So it's going to be interesting, the moves that are made like this year, I think they got a good rookie class. You know what I'm saying? Guys that want to get out there and produce. You look at Alec Ayamana, DK, all these guys, Campbell, they're stepping up. But after this, what you doing this next draft? Like, that's what's supposed to be able to get you to 6 or 7 games. You know what I mean? Not saying that one person, but you can find another diamond in the rough. You know what I mean? Look like you did good going down the draft board. But that first rounder, that's got to be automatic.
What has to happen, right? The GM and Borganzi might be the guy because he's been around it. But I remember, like I said, when we lost, our roster was depleted.
Yeah.
They did a great job of bringing in Kevin Mawai, Chris Hope, David Thornton. 3 guys that were like core guys. We already had myself, Albert, and Kyle Vanderbosch, and we had some pieces. They drafted a Cortland Finnegan in the 6th round. They had a Pac-Man Jones, you know what I'm saying, Vince Young, and you had some other pieces, Lindell White, and we were able to piece it together right there. So you just hope that you have somebody smart in the front office that sees and realizes the pieces that are needed to put this team together. So, Slay, I appreciate you, man. It was important for me to have you on this second episode after the weekend we just had in Knoxville. Shout out to Bobby and Emily again.
No doubt.
I'm definitely going back up again. I'm a VAA. Vols are all right, but I respect the shit out of everything they got going on. This is where we at. Come through anytime. We're in the middle of Division Street, downtown Nashville. So if you hear sounds in the back, we're in an active bar. So, we're going to be litty pretty soon. Right now, we just working out the kinks. But hope you enjoyed episode 2.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all having me. Bullseye, man. Hit the bullseye.
Bullseye View, baby.